Now, I don't think any Indian feast is complete without a potato dish. And Sadiq has been so generous enough to share one more recipe with us. And we are making aloo tikki.
Aloo tikki. It's a street food. Generally on the streets of Mumbai and Delhi, you have this wide tawa pan and you have an aloo tikki wala. He just specializes in this, and literally a spiced potato patty that is golden brown on either side.
Before we go into too much detail, I need you to break it down first. We've got aloo tikki, we've got aloo tadka, we've got aloo paratha. Please explain.
So I don't think any Indian household is complete without potato. And what I love about it is potato changes its personality,
Yes,
right, Hemant?
It does.
In every way.
You want to have that side dish that can also stand on its own as a central dish.
And I think it's how you spice in different ways. So you have the aloo tadka, the fried potato, and that is basically, it's fried with turmeric and some jeera and some onion. But you can also have an aloo curry. So an aloo curry has more garam masala in there, so you eat that with your fuleka as it gets colder. But then the street food dishes are more bite and go type dishes. But you also get aloo samosas, which is very common in South Africa.
Very common.
That's it.
All right, so we're going to get
Let's
started
go for
now. I've got some ingredients in front of me here. I've got some turmeric. I have some chili powder, keeping with that heat and spice. We've got some chaat masala, some cumin, and breadcrumbs, corn flour, salt, and some oil.
That's it. Breadcrumbs and corn flour. Corn flour is going to give us that crispiness. The breadcrumbs binding everything together. So Hemant's going to assist us in mashing those potatoes because you are the chief mashing officer.
I think I'm going to build up my muscles that I actually need right here.
There we go.
But there we go.
And we're gonna, and again, that level of, so if you have vegetarians or vegans coming for your high tea, this is a vegan dish. So we haven't used clarified butter in this dish, and in recipe you can choose to use clarified butter to fry it in, or you can choose oil. And I think the fantastic thing that this is proper vegan. So now you've got your chicken kebabs that cater for your protein eaters or your keto eaters, but now you have your aloo tikki that caters for a vegetarian or a vegan.
All right, girl.
And so we're going to get some fresh stuff in there, and I'm going to do some chopping up for us. I'm going to get some chilies in. We're going to start boiling our potatoes. We're going to do a couple of things quite concurrently. But I think the critical thing is everything, again, one bowl dish, all in, potato patties, and then we fry up.
All right. So I'm going to get started with the potatoes. Can I ask you just to pass me the peeler?
Sure.
And people are obviously wondering, how is he already mashing the potatoes when I still have some raw here? It's because I want to show you guys the correct technique when it comes to boiling potatoes. So many people get it wrong because people boil the water, then add the potatoes. And the problem with that is you end up getting that very highly stodgy, sticky mash because now you've boiled your water ahead of time. So I always suggest put the potatoes in with the water cold and then boil your potatoes. And the other trick is to always try and get them as small as possible. Obviously, we're not making like a brunoise, but try to get them as small as possible because then it also is easier to mash and you don't have those huge chunks, right?
I agree. Yes. That's exactly how we do it. And another thing that I quite like doing is just seasoning the water a little bit here. But let's bear in mind when we're seasoning the dish, you have salted, because when you're boiling, the salt water actually goes through. So you've actually seasoned the potatoes. So agree with you, it is absolutely cold water. I'm just going to put some salt in here to get it ready for you to chop.
And, just to basically show you the end result, you actually need potatoes that actually just comes in. It's not too sticky, it's not too moist. It just gives you texture that you can manage when you are rolling together, when you flatten it as your end result.
Okay. All right, and I know we're doing aloo tikki, which is potatoes. Would you be able to replace the potatoes with the sweet potato?
So I have done it before.
Okay.
You've got to be really careful because it's quite sticky. So I would almost go 3/4 cook your sweet potato. And in some instances, you may need to add in an egg. So it depends on, if you overcook the sweet potato, add in a little bit of egg, but then you're going to get a little bit of a sticky stuff, a sticky consistency. That's absolutely fine.
Okay, perfect. Right, I'm just going to start chopping up my potatoes here. And we are sticking to two very similar herbs like the ones we used earlier. We used mint and coriander. Is there a reason as well why we're doing that and not using herbs like the thymes and the rosemaries?
Eastern cuisine generally has the two staple North Indian cuisine, coriander and mint. If you go into the South, you can absolutely add some curry leaf if you were doing a South-inspired, but you want to try and maintain one, freshness, and two, that Eastern flavor. But we are ensuring that we chop it up perfectly because, again, the last thing you need is a coriander leaf getting stuck into your palate.
Very true. Now, Hermanth, you are. I've stopped imagining you as the sidekick. You are basically, they say, behind every strong man, there's a strong woman. You are the strong man behind this strong woman. And she's constantly sending you on escapades. What's the weirdest thing she's ever sent you to get for her, or ingredient?
Screw pine water. Imagine asking a shopkeeper, an Indian grocery store owner, can I have some screw pine water? And he looks at you blankly like, what are you talking about? But the shop assistant stocking the shelves will remember the thing. And that was one thing I had to go and find. I think that was the most memorable thing for 2021, finding screw pine water for a biryani that we did.
Okay, interesting. All right, so we've started the first process here. Our potatoes are mashed. Do we add the spices to the mash or to the onion?
To the mash. So you can absolutely go ahead and add in all of your spices.
Okay, perfect.
And I've got your chopped chili here.
All right, so I'm going in with everything right now.
You're going to go in with everything right now.
And but Sadiqa, I need to call you out on this. Every time we make your dishes, you're like, that chili must be chopped up. Girl.
I've kept it a bit rough.
Rustic.
It's called rustic to me.
All right, can I ask you just to pass the mint for me?
Let's do that. We can add in our herbs.
So if I look at this, I mean, we've done is it tatka or the paratha that's flatter?
The paratha. So the paratha is a roti, normal roti that you would eat as a flatbread, but then this is stuffed with the spiced potato. So if you were to leave out the breadcrumbs and the cornstarch, you've actually got an aloo paratha filling.
Okay, interesting.
And one thing you can add to this here, after it's made, you can actually eat it with the fuleka.
You could also eat this with
yes,
the fuleka.
you can put it and make it like a mini burger.
That's it, freshly squeezed lemon on the top. And in some instances, what I like doing is fuleka, the aloo tikki, and you make what we call a raita. And we've done the raita before.
We have.
So it's a tzatziki. So if you can just imagine this cool, refreshing yogurt with some fresh cucumber, fresh mint once again, a little bit of chili and some grated onion. You put that on top and you have a beautiful fresh dish for lunch or brunch.
Okay, and if you're wondering what these recipes are that we're talking about, you can head over to afternoonexpress.co.za to get the full ingredients list about the aloo paratha, the raita, and all these ones that we're making today. So we're almost at the finish line here, right? I've put all the ingredients in here. It's looking a little dry. Is that how it's going to,
It's absolutely fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is going to moisten up a little bit.
As it cooks with the onions.
As it cooks with the onions. Okay. That is it.
Perfect.
The onion brings that with more water to it.
Okay.
Yes, and if we find it's a little bit too dry, we can just put in a little bit of oil to make it a little bit softer.
Okay.
Well, these onions are golden brown, and we can just get it in here. Beautiful.
Perfect. And that's what you were talking about, the moisture from the onions and the
oil.
Residual oil.
The residual oil. Just add it in here because that adds to the moisture if your mix is a little bit too dry.
Okay,
so
perfect
that's
stuff.
in there.
The one thing I've also noticed whenever I cook with you is that the onions are constantly cooked until they're nice and brown.
Believe me, it's been a learning curve because many a time there's smoke in our house because you've cooked the onions too high. So you've got to really learn. You've got to play with that heat, and you've got to get that onion to that caramel brown because that's when you get that nice caramel sweet taste.
Okay, lessons, right?
We can actually put a little bit more oil in there.
A little bit more.
But this is a shallow fry, it's not a deep fry.
Cool. So yes, you're right. This mixture has definitely come together very nicely now. It was a little on the drier side, but now it actually, and I know this because
That's it. You can feel it.
I can feel it.
That's it.
Feel it. So what we do now?
So the technique, get it into a bowl. You're beating me in this because I'm
Well, you've given me a couple of lessons, so I feel like
you are leading the way now. So it's exactly
there
that.
We
so
go.
your ball, and then like a patty.
The student
so you see now, this
is
what we don't want. Okay. And I had to show that because you'll press it too hard, and what's going to happen is too much oil, and then it's going to break. So if you're not happy with that, get it back in here. Tighten, tighten, tighten.
Because unlike a dough, it doesn't get harder or more glutinous.
No, it doesn't.
When you
So
press
just
it.
carry on. Tighten. I'm getting a bit comfortable now. So it's a tight pack. I'm feeling a lot more comfy. Try not to get cracks in this.
Okay.
And I think that that's critical because we don't want the potato cake or the tikki to crack on us as we plop it in here. And we're just gonna gently shallow fry that.
Perfect stuff.
That's it.
That's
We can
quite
actually get
simple.
another in here. Let's go for it again.
The queen of
Yes,
simplicity.
exactly. And you know what? You just need just rolling the dough. I think you're just making like you're making a larger golf ball.
That's it. You're quite right, Hemant. It's actually definitely a larger golf ball. But now, if you had to make vegan burgers,
Yes.
make it a little bit bigger, and these could be your vegan burger patties. Put some raita in, and now you have vegan burgers when you're having burger night and having some of your vegetarian or vegan friends over.
Okay. She said it. I don't need to add anything more to that. So all we're going to do now is fry them up until golden brown.
That's it.
And then serve them with everything else that we're going to be
That's it.
doing.
I personally cannot wait for this and a fuleka.
Right then.
Our
So let's-
own Indian mini burgers itself.
Awesome stuff. Right, I just want to make sure. So you said the oil.
Not yet. Yes, that's it. So we want to build a gentle crust on it.
Okay,
And then we'll be in a position. So roughly 2 to 3 minutes.
perfect.
Wow, now that is the golden brown that you require in the tikki itself. Because this gives you the crunch that
You
you
can feel
require.
that. Yeah. You can actually
Brings
feel
in
that
the
that
warmth as well.
crispiness.
Because remember, we're burning it, but the brown is the burning, and that gives you that crunch,
That's
that
it.
warmth in the when you're eating it with the fuleka, or we're just eating it on its own.
In India, they normally serve it with a green chutney.
Yes.
And the sweet...
The imli, the tamarind, or
Tamarind chutney.
tamarind, or it's called imli.
Well, thank you again, guys, for joining us and sharing all this knowledge with us. I think every time I cook with you, I feel like I learned something new, and I know the viewers definitely do as well. So we're about to indulge in this amazing feast. And if you also want to get the recipe details, do make sure to go to afternoonexpress.co.za.